goulash, Hungarian goulash. Yum! It's going to be delicious. Um, it is somewhat of a hassle when you look online for recipes. And because, like I said, when I do something I really haven't done a lot or even before at all, I will look at recipes online and I will look at a bunch of them and see what that common what the common ingredients are, in order to make that dish. And the goulash doesn't have as much variance as a lot of other ones do. So, but there still is a little bit of variance here and there. So anyway, happy Saturday. I hope everybody has had a good week. Have we got anybody in the room, Mrs. Old Guy?
Ronald and FS Dog Dad.
FS Dog Dad? FS Dog Dad.
Howdy, y'all.
Well, welcome. I don't recall seeing you in the kitchen before. What brings you here? And where are you from? Where are you watching from? Just a city or an area is all I need. You don't need to roll out your street address or anything. Hi to Doug and Shar at home, and hello to anybody else that may be watching on their television set. And if you are, I know that you can't reply. So on some Roku TVs, though, there should be an option for you to view the chat as well as watch the stream. Check your menu if you have a Roku.
Yep.
So. Okay, well, I'm going to talk and we'll have some fun, but I'm not going to mess around. I want to get this going as quickly as possible here. So, I'm just going to get some.
So I'm just going to call him FS. FS said that he's a longtime lurker from Houston, Texas.
A lurker, hey?
And he says was in Denver last weekend too.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. I'm glad you've came out of the lurking shadows and joined us. There's always plenty for everybody. If you need something to drink, help yourself to a cold drink out of the fridge. I got it pretty well stocked. Diet stuff, soda stuff, iced tea. You got some adult beverages in there. Help yourself to what you like. Have a seat at the table. And we're going to have some food. Oh, come on.
Shit.
Get that.
Ronald said happy Saturday.
Ronald, happy Saturday to you too. All right, so I'm just going to get this bacon fat warming. I got a bunch of peppers and onions and stuff here. I'm just going to start by getting about 1.5 pounds of onion diced up. And that's how this dinner's going to start. Well, this is going to have to cook for a little while, so I really don't want to waste a lot of time. Kind of want to just get at it. So it has time to for the flavors to come together and for the meat to be at least reasonably tender. So, all right, let's get these cut into halves here. I'll grab my scale. Now, this recipe is a pretty good example of why I think some foods should be done in weight and not count. Onions is one of them. In this case, they specified 1.5 pounds. And that makes sense because if you say 2 onions, well, they could be 2 great big ones or 2 little bitty ones. It doesn't say, right? But if 1 pound is specific, it tells you what you need to know. But in this recipe, it says 1.5 pounds of onion, 2 carrots, Well, it's the same thing with carrots. They come in all kinds of sizes.
Yeah.
So it's guesswork. So I'm going to use 3.
FS says, are you guys doing or making anything for Thanksgiving?
I always cook for Thanksgiving. What we have kind of varies nowadays, just because it is just me and Mrs. Old Guy here now. All the kids are,
Yeah.
off on their own. But I cook on Thanksgiving. To be honest, I cook probably, 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
We just kind of split it up, so I'm always cooking something.
Lisa said, hey Tom, just me. Lisa, the wild man is over at Tim's house.
Okay, well, hi Lisa. Welcome, welcome. I am just getting some onions weighed out for this goulash. Okay, now that I have how many I need, it is a little weird though that they would specify the weight on the onion, but not the carrots, because it's the same thing.
Or the tomatoes.
Or the tomatoes. Yeah, tomatoes are pretty much the same way. 2 tomatoes. Well, there's a pretty good difference between those 2. I know. You make it a couple of times, then you know how you like it, what you want to put in it, yada yada.
Lisa says, don't cry.
Oh, I won't. Not even these onions will make me do it. Yeah, onions quit bothering me quite a while ago. Although I will say that every now and then I'll run into an onion or so that will make my eyes start to burn a little bit.
Yeah.
But the tear part is gone. We don't do that no more.
Carol's probably watching and can't comment.
Well, hi, Carol. I'm pretty sure you're watching. I remember Deb saying that yesterday. So, hope you're having a good day. All right. Let's get this onion in here. Is it hot? Let's see. Not quite. Give that just a second, I guess. Whoosh, crash.
Yeah.
And I guess while that's finishing warming up, I'll start peeling a couple of these carrots. Yum yum. Like I said, I'm not going to waste much time getting this together. It's going to have to cook for over an hour. 2 hours if it, is optimal, but I don't know. If I did that, I might be running a little long. I'll take a minute here, and I'll be checking that oil. All right, it's not oil, it's bacon fat. All right. Let's kind of get those off to the side. How we doing here? Oh, come on. Let's get hot already. Huh? Starting to warm up there a little bit? Close enough. And let those start browning up a little bit. I'll get ready to dice up these carrots. Nothing too fancy. I'm just going to cut them in half and then dice them up. Nothing too fancy at all. It has been a mixed bag here this last week.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of really cold days and some pretty cold nights. And some snow. But we've also had some days that, like today, it's probably 60 degrees out there. You know, that's Colorado weather. I am surprised though to still see it this warm.
Yeah, don't happen very often.
Usually by the end of November, it's just cold.
Yep.
A warmer day might be in the upper 40s. Not so much this year. But I'm sure it'll end. Winter will really kick in at some point.
In a couple of days, we're going to have another couple of days of snow. So, but that's it. Just a couple of days.
Yep. That's how it kind of goes here this time of year. We'll have a few days of nice, but usually just not that nice.
Yeah.
Let's get these set aside.
Carrot.
Huh, Karat. I thought that was a city. Alright. Get some peppers done here. The veg prep out of the way. Where do you think you're going? Oh. Don't need extra crud on the floor. It's cut. There you go. Onions are starting to let off a little bit of aroma there. Yeah. I cheated a little bit on the peppers here. Called for 2 red and a yellow. And I found this 3-pack of a yellow, a red, and an orange, and I figured close enough. Alright. So it's going to give these a dice. Kind of a rough chop. I don't want them to disappear, so. Oh yeah. So Thanksgiving coming up next Thursday. And yeah, I did look at a turkey. I had a little bit of indecision. Yeah. Our doggies would love some turkey, and I'm not going to do anything to it that would be harmful to them. But it's still a lot of meat. A lot of food, and I don't know that it's worth it to eat a little bit ourselves and probably feed the majority of it to the dogs. Probably. I'm not big on turkey soup. Yeah, I like a turkey sandwich okay. Just leftover turkey isn't one of my favorites. Let's get some garlic out here if I can get these sections apart. Come on. You see that?
I did.
Jumped. or 3. Give me another good size one here. Okay. I want about 5 decent sized cloves. That was a little warm.
What?
Me shaking that handle.
Uh,
It was almost
careful.
just shy of that. Just shy. Yeah, I need to watch what I'm doing, I suppose. Just used to using pots that have a handle that doesn't get hot. Oh well. So we are having goulash with some homemade pasta. What are you guys having? It's in your park. It's in your ballpark. What are you guys having? And you folks at home, you can call too, or message. Let us know what you're having. Hey, where are we at here? There's almost that 5. Give these a nice little chop here. That looks good. Give this another swizzle schwack. Very nice. Very nice. This is going to be really good. I've only had this kind of goulash a couple of times. Most of them I've always had it just pretty much the really horrible American version, which is pretty much just spaghetti sauce with ground meat with macaroni.
Yep.
It's not really goulash at all. No paprika.
Rain. Oh. Hi, how are you? Good.
Must be my brother letting us know what they're having. You guys need to speak up as well. Make your mouth be known. It's going to be really nice.
Awesome.
I want these to have a little bit of color.
Sounds good. Okay.
Looking good so far. They're starting to finally turn a little translucent. Starting to see a little bit of caramelization. Almost there.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Alright.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Grilled New York steaks, baked potatoes, and a tossed salad.
Ooh, yummy.
She said maybe she'll make some brownies or something maybe
For dessert.
dessert.
Nice. Yummy. Yummy. Well, we're having goulash with homemade pasta and cherry pie.
Yep.
That's good. I love a nice steak. And I don't think that's something that we've ever done on the stream, is a steak. Nobody's ever requested it. Alright. We had some like chicken fried steak and things like that, but not like a New York or anything. And I've used it a bunch of times, like the other 2 weeks ago or whatever it was that we did last weekend. Right, I made the steak strips.
Yep.
I use it. It just not as a steak. All right. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt and pepper to this. Okay. A little bit more. Not quite brown enough. I'll go ahead and kind of scoop this up and get it out of my way. Kick these out, a little clove there, right? Whoop.
Yeah.
Get these garlic paper out of my way. Mm-hmm. Okay, good enough. I'm happy with that. Looking better.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it does. Onions and bacon fat. Mmm. There's probably some people would think, ooh, that's revolting. Revolting. Isn't that what you do when you charge a battery? You're revolting. Oh, yummy. I want to hurry up, but gotta let that have the time to caramelize, because that's where a lot of the flavor is going to come in. I could not find, at least at the places that I went to, any of the sweet Hungarian paprika, and which is a little unfortunate, because I really want to. I don't think that I've ever used it or I've ever had it, and so I want to see what that flavor difference is. So
I'll keep looking for it.
yeah, I can say it'll just have to happen next time. Okay. Got a nice pack of just stew chunks here. Toss them in. This is about 2 pounds. The recipe called for 1.5 pounds, but there were no packages that were under 2 pounds, so. I don't think an extra 1/2 pound of meat's going to matter much to the recipe. Get this browned off. It's hard work, I tell you. Just kind of looking at my notes here. Want to make sure I get it halfway decent. Oh, hey Doug, just a little something. Richard is going to use the family stuffing, dressing, however you like, for a Thanksgiving special. The week, this next week. and then it'll be used again in another one after that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just something to share. For those of you that haven't seen it, there's a pork sage dressing video that I did. You check that out. It's something that I make every year. Sometimes I'll make it just to have it.
Yep.
I won't worry about putting it in a bird or anything. I'll just make it to have it. So. Get this meat browned off here. Getting close. Getting close. Try not to burn anything. Looking really good so far. Starting to smell nice.
Yep.
Getting some of that beef aroma with it now. Yeah, another minute or so. We're probably going to run a little long tonight. I don't want this to be able, I want this cooked enough where that meat is tender. Okay, that looks good. Add in the garlic. Okay. Get it started to go. Now, put in the paprika. Is that the right size? Nope. Is this one? Nope. How about this one? I bet it's a third. 5. I'll just use tablespoons. Quarter cup, so it's going to be 4 tablespoons. Okay. Give that a stir for a minute here. Right. And the peppers. Let's give them just a quick little toss.
Carol just popped on.
Well, hello, Carol. Just popping on.
She's able to comment. Yay.
Yay, Carol! Welcome. I did say hi to you earlier in case you were watching. All right.
She said, hey, it worked.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, we got some beef broth here. Rinse off my spoon. Let's put that in there. Give that a swirl. Now the big part of the flavor obviously comes from that paprika, and that's why I'm really kind of wishing I had some so that I could get that taste.
Yeah.
Because one of the common denominators in all of the Hungarian goulash recipes was the paprika.
Yeah.
So
We'll have to find some, and then we'll have it on hand for when you need it. 'Cause you've needed it a couple of times now, and we just.
yep. So we'll have to hunt some down. I went to our local natural food store.
Yeah.
That's where I get like almost all of my herbs and spices now. They're a whole lot fresher, and it made the price per pound on the jars that they come in might look pretty expensive, but once you kind of get what you're taking and put it in there, they just have little bags to put it in. You're saving probably 30 or 40%.
Yeah.
Over just their name and the packaging.
Yep.
So, and it's usually a whole lot fresher. The only problem with doing that is you end up with a bunch of bags of stuff. So I am going to be working on a spice rack to go over here. So. All right.
Carol said I was here. Thanks for the hello.
Hello, lady. All right. So, I'll cook that for a little while. I have not forgot the carrots. It just says to put them in a little bit later, so that's what I'll do. I'll put in the tomatoes here, I guess. Probably about the same time I put these carrots in. Decent sized little chunks of tomato. I like it when I hear them say like aluminum, aluminium, or what we call a washboarded road. It's corrugated. The corrugation's in the road.
Instead of vitamins.
Yeah, instead of vitamins, vitamins. Instead of soda, it's a fizzy drink. Okay. That'll be good for now. So I'll get some pasta making. Yes, it's just that easy. A couple eggs, and this is, I don't know, maybe a cup and a half of flour, maybe. I'm not making a whole lot. I don't want to have a bunch of pasta left over if I can help it. I was going to rinse my hand off, but why? Make a little bit of pasta here. Oh yeah. It'll take some time to rest, so figured get that started. This will have plenty of time to kind of sit and do its thing. Yep. Does anybody out there make their own pasta? If you don't, you really should try. Just eggs and flour. Eggs and flour, no salt. Salt gets absorbed from the water. You want to salt the water. If you haven't made pasta, you should. You just got to mix them together like I'm doing and let them sit for about half an hour or an hour. Cover it. Be good to go. They're, of course, the different flours that they, like semolina flour for pasta. If you want to spend the money, that's fine. But using regular all-purpose flour makes perfectly good pasta. The only way you can really mess it up is to overwork it and get too much flour in. If you do that, the pasta can be tough and chewy. down before it starts blowing all over. I do want it on kind of a high heat though, so it boils a little more than simmers. Try to get that meat as tender as I can in a short amount of time.
Homer Simpson.
Well, Homer Simpson, happy Saturday. We are just getting some pasta dough started here. We've got the goulash in the pot cooking up, except for the last couple ingredients, tomatoes and some onion or carrots. And things are going there pretty well. I haven't had an oh no moment.
No.
Which is nice. Alright. Just about there. Try to get all that flour picked up on the bottom of the bowl. We'll call that good. Gotta knead that in a little bit, and then we'll cover it. Yes. It's going to be good. Some freshly made goulash served on top of some freshly made pasta.
Yeah.
Delicious. And of course, a delectable cherry pie for dessert. Yeah. Really, really good. I will tell you guys, for those of you that were here last night for the dessert stream, the pie came out really good. But I'm really, really glad I put a pan underneath it. Because some of that extra cherry juice boiled out and pooled about 3/4 of that pizza tray I had it on. So it would have made one big mess in that oven, and I would have been cleaning it up. So I'm just glad that I make a practice of doing that. Oh, for that exact reason, I've had to clean the oven too many times. All right, that's good. Pick up this a little bit. Get it out of my way. Rinse my hands off. Yeah. Uh-huh. Woo! Sticky, sticky. All right. So next weekend we have another request from Wild Man over at Crazy Food Crew that got his ticket drawn, which is going to be stuffed pork chops with garlic sauce. Yes?
Yep.
That sounds like it's going to be delicious. I haven't made stuffed pork chop in quite a while. And I'll probably do actually stuff a chop. My mom, when she would make stuffed pork chops, it was just some like stovetop dressing or something like that. Sometimes she'd make it from scratch, but just on top of the pork chops and then put it in the oven and baked. So there never was stuffed. It just had stuffing on it. But it's only stuffing if you stuff it into something. Otherwise, it's a dressing. Just so you know, that's what the difference is. They're both exactly the same thing until you prepare it. If you put it in the chicken or the bird, right, it's stuffing. And if you just cook it up in a little pan by itself, it's dressing. So it's possible to have stuffing and dressing. Yeah, we did numerous times.
Yeah.
You know, there'd always be a side pan or cake pan full of the stuffing. You know, it didn't fit in the bird.
Yeah.
And I was always happy to eat both. They're both good so because it's the same thing. The only difference is, I guess, the stuffing picks up some flavor from the bird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All right, we got the trusty pasta maker here. I guess I don't need to get it together yet. So that's all we going for. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just looking at the clock, seeing how much time I'm gonna have to sit here and just pretty much do nothing and let that cook. And then in the last few minutes, I'll get that pasta rolled out and make some seawater to cook it in. Well, not actual seawater. That wouldn't be good. That might make me sick if I ate seawater. Give this a quick little stir. Smells good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, slide the chair up. Grab myself a bottle of water. We're gonna have a talk. No. I'm not gonna get serious on you. Why would I do that? This is another one of the recipes or dinners that really don't require a whole lot. You know, like the soups the last couple weeks. This is very much the same. Some veggies and meat in a broth. Except for, I guess it really wasn't a broth with the, well, sort of it was, because I did use chicken stock for the cheddar broccoli.
Yeah.
So, it's all soup. Well, this is awful watery. Well, yeah, it's soup. And there's been times where, well, there's not really, first of all, ingredient-wise, there's really not a whole heck of a lot of difference between beef stew and beef soup, vegetable beef soup. You know, there's maybe some minor differences in the veggie content, but they're essentially the same thing. It's just one's thicker than the other.
Chunks might be bigger in the stew than the soup.
Yeah, that could be. But my point being was that there was a couple of times that I managed to get that right in the middle. It wasn't thick like gravy, and it wasn't thin like soup. It was right in the middle, stoop. It wasn't thick enough to be gravy, and it was too thick to be soup. So right in the middle there, the stoop. We had some beef stoop. But normally when I make beef stoop, I have some bread to go with it. So either way, you got something to soak it up with. Like that beer bread last week, that was really good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yep, that loaf got ate.
Yeah, it didn't take long for it.
No, that one disappeared pretty quickly. Throw it into the fryer oven thing, air fryer. But it's different from most. It looks like a toaster oven. So it got a bunch of different features on it. One of them a rotisserie, which I thought was really a horrible idea, and I still think it is. It's not very big, and if you're going to rotisserie a 5-pound chicken or so in that thing, as we found out, your house is going to fill with smoke. It's just, it's really too small to rotisserie a chicken, that's for sure. Maybe a beef roast of some sort might work okay, but chicken was a horrible idea. Our whole house, we had to open up all the windows and the doors and
Put the fan in.
yep, put the fan in the door to blow the smoke out. I had to carry the hot thing out. I put my gloves on and carried it outside and plugged it in out there, and we let it finish cooking out there where it could smoke all it wanted to. So that's a feature that we don't use anymore.
No.
But it does make a decent toast to get back to the bread. Does make a decent toast. The little rod we got on the basket, that's the rod for the rotisserie in that oven, and I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I love rotisserie chicken, but if you're gonna have a rotisserie chicken, just do it outside over some coals. These indoor rotisserie things aren't what they're cracked up to be. At least the one I've got. Just saying. And over time, I've gathered a couple of what I would call useless kitchen equipment. And one of them is a meat and cheese slicer, hand powered like this. It's supposed to have suction cups on the bottom of the legs, and you're supposed to hold that meat or cheese in there and turn that. It doesn't work. Not very well anyway. You're probably going to cut yourself quicker than you would anything else. The suction cups don't work worth a darn. It still slides. So I'm glad that I didn't pay much for it. It was at some yard sale, and I can see why they sold it. It's a piece of junk. Why would a hand cranked? It just doesn't make any sense. Hand cranked meat slicer, unless you're cutting bologna or something. He sure didn't want to cut that roast. That was another story, though. That was another story for another day. Are we still there out there? Are you still there? Are you with me?
Pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's almost too quiet. It's like I can hear a pin drop. Did you hear that?
Yes.
See? It's too quiet in here. What do you want me to do? Pound on the table? Wake you guys up a little bit? I know. You're thinking, why am I even on this channel right now? Well, I couldn't answer that. I have no good answer. What else is going on? We finally replaced our cracked cell phone. Busted the face on it back in this past summer. We've been toting it around, busted up for, I don't know, 6 months or so, 7 months. We finally broke down and got another one. And I was surprised to see that the old cell phone, even though there's no longer any service going to it, I can't make any calls or send any texts or anything like that, but it still works as a Wi-Fi device. I can still as long as there's a Wi-Fi available, I could, watch YouTube or, whatever, bring up Google Maps and whatever. So it's still going to be kind of a useful tool to have around. Just saying. I don't know if I should just say, but I did. Nobody else is saying it, so I have to. It's the nature of this this beast right here. Okay, it's not really a beast. It's really a live stream. How live is it? Well, I guess it depends on how many seconds delay you're on. I mean, it's real time for me. I'm not sure about you guys.
Carol said her rotisserie wasn't sharp enough, the forks.
You couldn't get it to stab into the turkey or the chicken. That's bad. You can't get that to happen. Bay leaf in there. Looks okay. I guess I'm going to go ahead and add a little salt and pepper to it. Not going to put a lot in. I don't want to make it too salty or too peppery. So I'm only going to put about a teaspoon of each. Plus that little bit that I put in with the onion. That looks good. Wow, this thing's got some good acoustical properties. Can you hear that ring? Wow. Holy smokes.
And wake up the dogs.
Oh. I certainly wouldn't want that to happen. No. Well, it's been cooking a whole 20 minutes. What am I going to do? I would whip us up a quick little appetizer if I had something to whip up as an appetizer. Oh, I know.
Carol said she has an upright sunbeam that's great and doesn't smoke.
Ah. Oh yeah, a vertical one. Yeah, I've looked at some of those.
Yep.
All right, so the other day I made some puff pastry and a little mascarpone cheese. I've got these last two cream horn shells and the last little bit. I guess I'll give you guys a look at it. I'm not going to show you the cream. You don't get to. You see that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yummy. So, just something to do for a couple minutes. Who says you can't have a little dessert appetizer? Yum.
Yep.
I love cream horns. They love me too. Delish. Whet my appetite for having cherry pie.
Yep. Carol said, lovely.
Super flaky, light, crunchy, crunchy. Yum, yum. It's okay if you're a little jealous right now. I don't do this to taunt you. Well, that took about a minute and a half. Now what am I going to do? I should have never learned how to make stuff like that. Puff pastry, Danish, cronuts, raised donut, cake donut, a whole slew of cheesecakes, pies. And I've got like 2 recipes for salads. No, I'm just kidding. I can make you about 600 different desserts. But don't ask me. Pasta. Forget what all the choices were today, or this last week, for the sides. Trying to recall, but I don't remember any of the other ones.
I'm not even sure I voted.
Well, you don't get a vote anyway. What do you mean I don't get a vote? Women had the right to vote back in... All right. That's fine. If you think you have to. I better shut up before I get myself into trouble. That wouldn't be the first time, though. That covered for, I don't know, another 15 minutes or so. Then I'm going to toss these carrots in there. Well, I'm not going to like toss them in. I'll put them into the... Toss them in. Probably wouldn't make as many into the pot. Okay. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Maybe next week's dinner will keep me busier.
Probably. Maybe.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know. Stuffed chops.
Stuffed chops is not going to be difficult. I might use my pork dressing to stuff those chops.
Okay.
Pork stuffed pork. She don't like dressing anyway, so I
I
can.
was going to say stuff your chops.
Yeah, she don't like dressing anyway. It don't matter. Bread dressing, cornbread dressing, oyster dressing.
Yeah.
You know, my dressing. She does not do the dressing. There's nothing I can do, and or the stuffing either. It makes no difference to her if it's either the stuffing or the dressing. She don't want it.
No.
She wants some. Sometimes I think mine is particularly flavorful that year. Oh, here, try it. Try a bite. Then I think one time I got her to take a bite. And so I was like, okay, all right. I'm not going to make you eat Eat my gruel, my bread and meat gruel. You do got to be careful with the water content because you could get it pretty kind of soupy, and it's not very appealing or appetizing that way. Add more breadcrumbs and you start losing the pork flavor. Oh, it's a vicious cycle. It's like shaving a mustache. You know, a little bit on this side. Oh, now it's uneven here. A little bit on this side. Crap, back to this side. Next thing you know, you're just shaving it off. I've only done that about 1,000 times.
Carol said that her grandkids love stovetop stuffing.
Yeah, stovetop's okay. For what it is. Yeah. To make your own basic dressing stuffing is really, I mean, a little bit of carrots, some celery, and some onion cooked up in a beef stock or chicken stock, whatever you like. Throw some breadcrumbs into it and you're good to go. But, you know, there's also the easy way of just get a thing of stovetop, and it's not like I haven't had stovetop before. I've had plenty of it. I don't buy it so much anymore, but we might even have a box down there.
Doubtful.
So I will say that if I've bought it any time in the last 10 years, I've just used the bread out of it and not the stuffing mix. Just the flavoring that they give you. I just used the breadcrumbs. But I quit doing that too because it's expensive to buy breadcrumbs that way. Just buy a loaf of bread for $1 or so and dry it out, dump it out onto a table. Unless you got a bunch of flies, then that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Yep.
In that case, though, you can just turn your oven on to about 100 degrees, let it get hot, shut it off, put the bread in there. Just leave it for 8 or 10 hours. Get some dry bread. Oh, I sure found out over the years, though, that some breads are a lot harder than others. I mean, to the point where it could probably cut you if you did something with it the wrong way. I tried putting it in my food processor. Just spins around.
Yep.
Gets little pieces, little tiny chunks busted out of it, but it's pretty much indestructible. Go out with, take my rolling pin to it, just bash the crap out of it, and it's still, kind of together. And my plastic bag is destroyed. It's just shredded. It's so watch out when you're doing that. Regular white bread.
Carol says she can't spice it. It's just right for them.
Spice it? Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Well, spice doesn't necessarily mean hot, but
The flavor packet that comes in the dressing.
yes, yeah. I was just saying that. It's easy enough just to throw in exactly the same ingredients and do it yourself, but stovetop is very convenient, and there's nothing like that, nothing wrong with using it, and I'm not, I'm sorry. Please don't be angry. I don't want to make anybody mad. I'm mad. I know I've been mad. I've always been mad, like most of us are. Mad Hatter. Yeah, I must be insane. I must be. They say the definition of insane is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I'm beginning to kind of see the light. if you're trying something over and over and it doesn't work and you keep trying it, I guess I need to add that in there. I don't know. I'm crazy. I can't be held responsible for what I say or what I do. It's just natural fact now. Natural fact. Don't know what I'm doing, don't know what I'm saying. Half the time, I don't even know where I'm at. So, there's that. I guess I can look forward to that. Really. Waking up, I wake up to a new experience every day. Wow. Where is this? Where am I? Just maybe not.
Carol says a little crazy, but not mad.
A little crazy. Okay. Whew. That's good. That's an awesome thing. Not quite enough, but I'm going to throw them in anyway. It looks really nice.
Smells really good.
I'll give that just a few more minutes. Let's turn that heat back up some. Give this just a few more minutes, then I'll pull a piece of meat out and give it a taste, see if it's anywhere near done. It'll give me an idea of how much longer I'll have to rock this. The one good thing though about the dinner is we could eat pretty much, it won't take long to finish it once we're ready to go, if you know what I mean. The last couple things I need to do will go that quick. We'll serve dinner and hopefully have enough time for pie before we run over. If I run over a little, I guess I run over a little. I'm not going to run anybody over. I'm just going to, the stream will last a little bit longer. Should I be more clear with things? Am I, are the words that I'm choosing, can they be like misunderstood? It's, I thought he was talking about something else. Or am I being clear enough?
Yeah, I think you're being clear enough.
Okay.
Carol said that's her mom. Now everything was dementia. Or knew everything was dementia. Mom should have new stuff every time.
Yeah, well, I'm probably heading the same way myself, so. Just saying. Maybe I've got a head start. That's a race I'm going to be winning. But, yeah. I need to get just sick or something, and end up croaking it in the hospital.
Why?
Well, how stupid would I look if I was laying up dying in the hospital of nothing? That's dumb.
Hopefully you're not laying in the hospital dying anytime soon.
Well, you never know. According to my watch, I'm going to be dead any minute now.
Carol said you could draw for 2 weeks.
I can draw for 2 weeks? What's the significance of drawing for 2 weeks? Help me understand you, Carol. Help me help you. Okay. I'm just getting goofier and more ridiculous by the minute. I don't know how to stop, other than shoving food into my face, but there's nothing ready yet.
You could draw for next week.
Oh, I could draw for next week, but
Carol's at the meal
draw for the meal. Yeah,
for the next 2 weeks.
I could.
Good.
How long? How long is that gonna last, though? I mean, where's the thrill is gone pretty quickly. You know, like I remember many years ago when Mrs. Old Guy and I were just first dating, and I said, well, let's go bungee jumping, and we were on our way to this place to go bungee jumping, and this was, you know, in the 90s, so, you know, it was like $20 or $25 to bungee jump. And I was thinking to myself, well, that's not much value for your money. You know, the thrill is over in about 10 seconds. And then you're done. So I spent that money out, and we went to an amusement park.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot cheaper, and it was way more fun, and lasted a whole lot longer. I mean, hours instead of just seconds. Just saying.
Yep.
You know, you want value, perceived value for your money, right? Just saying. Like, I might not be saying it right, but I'm saying it. Saying it nonetheless. Not saying it none the more either. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, when I'm just sitting here with really not anything to do. This is the result of that. I hope you understand that it's just going to stay this way unless you guys give me something to talk about. I'm just going to keep flapping my yap and nothing important is going to come out.
Sure, I'll give you an idea, something to do, but...
Well, okay, all right. Is that good art participation? All right, I got you.
Carol says, did you ever jump?
Did I ever jump for joy?
Did you jump? No, we did not.
No, I've never gone jumping. Jumped on a trampoline. Okay, I'm now going to draw. Next week, we've got stuffed pork chops with garlic sauce. Coming up after that. Oh, I didn't spill any out.
No.
What a surprise. Okay, everybody start giving yourself the drum roll. Okay, this one comes from Steve.
Okay.
A Euro dinner. So that means I get to make some naan and some tzatziki. That's going to be yummy. Here you go.
Thank you.
No. Thank you.
We did not ever bungee jump, Carol. It was too much for
Yeah, I wasn't gonna.
a minute.
Yep. I figured my money was best spent on other things, which it was. It's got a ways to go. Just say. A little chewy. It was just a small bite too. Well, this might be better tomorrow. just saying. I mean, as far as the meat, tenderness of the meat, I'll cook this as long as I can, but it's gonna come to a point where we're gonna have to eat it, and the flavor I'm sure will be fine, but the meat still might be a little bit on the tough side. It is.
Carol says, "What is tzatziki?"
Tzatziki is it's a sauce that you put on a gyro. It's got cucumbers. It's made with cucumbers and Greek yogurt, just plain yogurt. And it's got some, salt, pepper. Some call for different herbs. Some use dill. Some use mint. Some use both. A little lemon juice. That kind of tzatziki is delicious. They sell it in tubs at the store. You can buy tzatziki. I prefer to make it fresh, and I always make too much. Mm-hmm. But it would be good as a salad dressing too. Yeah, absolutely. Even though it's got minced up cucumber in it, it would still be really good.
She asked, "Will you be using lamb?"
No, I won't. I'm not fond of lamb at all, so
No,
it'll be a beef tzatziki. I might use some beef and pork.
A beef tzatziki?
Tzatziki, beef tzatziki. Ooh, a beef gyro. Beef tzatziki. That sounds like something you need a doctor for. I got beef tzatziki, doc. We'll throw some tomatoes in there.
Carol said, "Maybe I have some of yours." Fabulous.
I think maybe you did. I think maybe you did. It's a yummy, a very yummy thing to have. Delicious on a gyro, you bet. There are gyros that I've eaten, regular gyro that made with the mix of lamb and pork, lamb and beef. And I didn't really notice the lamb because the flavor of the tzatziki and the other spices were spot on, and you don't really notice the lamb.
She said it sounds familiar.
But that's not one that I've tried making it with lamb, and I just don't like it as much. What can I say?
Crazy Food Crew. Hey Tom, how's it going, my friend?
Well, Tim, man. Ooh, wild man. I hope he's there with you. Hey, guys. Hope you're doing all right. Wild man's coming up next week.
Yeah.
Stuffed porkachoppy and garlic sauce. Yeah. I'm going to have to really do some thinking about what side dishes, because it's already got a like a starch, being the stuffing.
Yeah.
In your case, I guess I'll have to make, well, I guess you probably will just want to have like a salad anyway. Meat and salad.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going on a carnivore diet. I've heard about it. We just eat meat, only meat.
Yeah.
Just meat.
Or meat. Something else too, but I can't think. I have a friend that's doing that.
As long
she
as
keeps posting stuff, but I can't think of what it was that she posted other than
as long as bacon can be included in that meat,
can.
I'm all in.
And like eggs and stuff like that.
Eggs are okay?
I
Okay.
think.
So, all meat, all the time.
Kim said, "Yum, yum."
Steak with a bacon salad. Oh, salt and pepper on that steak. I don't need no fancy sauces. I mean, I do like a good green peppercorn sauce.
Yeah.
yum, but salt and pepper on a steak is just fine with me.
Tim said meat salad. Oh,
Meat salad? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I see some like smoked ribs tossed together with some crispy bacon. You know, that'd be good. That'd be a nice little meat salad. Unless you wanted to get into like the creamier meat salads and add like potted meat.
you. That ruined it.
That ruined it? Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Mrs. Old Guy was with me right up till then. And now,
Boom. Blew it.
out the door. Oh, well. Guess you're just going to have to get glad in the same pants you got mad.
Carol said, thank you for texting. I thought we were the only survivors in the world.
Apocalypse? Yeah, well, no. I think if there was an apocalypse that was killing like almost everybody in the world, we would probably know about it. Just saying. Just saying. I mean, it could be a little like Twilight Zone thing where everybody but here,
Yeah.
you know, just whatever it was, just ran out of steam before it got to us. All right, so I got carried away with it. Now I'm stuck. I have nowhere else to go. Let me get on the bus. I'll go back downtown. Okay. I'm going to leave the top off. I want to let that liquid to start to reduce a little bit. The edge of my end of my nose just keeps itching. Stop. You ever had that happen where you just one part of your nose, like right there? Got a big mosquito bite on my nose one time, right there. Too bad it wasn't Halloween. It would have been a good. Anyway.
Tim said, I just watched classic planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh, yep.
You have to watch it every Thanksgiving.
Yep. That I don't. You know, I have to say.
It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't even know that I've actually watched that all the way through. I don't think I have. There's a few movies that are like that I've just never seen. Like Twins. Isn't that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? And there's another one that's kind of like that. Sorry.
Now you're going to have to watch.
Now I'm going to have to watch. Well, I got myself into a big pile of trouble right there. Note to self, never admit to not watching something while on the live stream. I'll keep that in mind from now on because that's just something that I can't deal with. I can't and I won't. Of course, I have no idea what I'm talking about right now, but that's most of the time anyway, because I'm just trying to kill time.
Screaming because she keeps making funny faces.
Yeah, I'm happy to say that Polly has pretty much recovered 100%
Yep.
from her flying leap out of the car last spring.
Yep.
she can get out and sprint real hard,
Yes,
and
yes.
you know, she doesn't suffer any, at least visible effects. You know, she isn't limping and whatnot like she used to be. So
Yeah.
I think it's a 100% recovery. Yay!
Lisa says he'll be okay, Tom. LOL.
No, I won't.
And Tim says, what about Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving? That's a good one too.
Oh, it is. I was mentioning that last night on the dessert stream that that's something that I looked forward to doing every year. I mean, not just the Thanksgiving one, but the Christmas one
Yeah.
and the Halloween one. And they used to be on TV every single year. And not anymore because Apple bought them and
Yeah.
took them away from everybody. And you know, it's like, to me that was kind of like that's almost like a national treasure, really, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, where everybody it just doesn't seem right. That's all I'm saying. And I'm aggravated that happened. And if I could buy a copy and just start handing it out without getting in trouble, I'd probably do it. But I know I would probably get into trouble, so. It's looking nice. Smelling good.
Yeah.
I'll try another piece of meat here in about 10 minutes and we'll see how close it is. We're gonna have to eat it at some point
Yep.
anyway, so I guess I'll just let it go as far as I can and just be what it is. It is what it is. Boy, it sure smells nice. But I'm gonna have to try that real Hungarian paprika.
Yep.
That was just a little bit of sugar, you guys, just to help balance out the flavors. Maybe a tablespoon sugar, maybe. Tim, if I remember correctly, did you have me make goulash one time? Like maybe last year or something? I know we did the chicken one. The pepperkesh? Is that the chicken?
Yep.
But the I can't remember the name of the meal. But just basically goulash, and I don't.
Seems like he did, right?
Yeah, he did. I just don't remember the name of it. Tim, I'm hoping you'll help me out with that. I do have a question for you. That is something that you've had at your home. So do you guys have? Is that something you keep in your pantry? Is the Hungarian paprika? I'm curious. I am curious. I've got to get some to try it out.
Yeah. We'll look in the bigger towns like Junction or Montrose maybe, or
Yeah, or just get some online.
yeah.
But the only thing is, if I'm gonna order, well, maybe Walmart. A lot of stuff they'll ship for free. Oh, Amazon, you got to spend like $35 or $45 to get the ship for free. Oh, last thing I'm gonna do is order $30 worth of paprika. I like it, but not that much. Well, it's getting there, I guess. Another few minutes and I'll give it another taste. Just to see how much hassle it's going to be. See if I need to get us out a steak knife to cut these pieces of meat down to a bite size. I hope not too, but I really have a feeling that I'm pushing it. You know, it needs 2 full hours or more. So right now it's only been an hour. So I guess I could have bought steaks and they would have been done by now, but steaks are so expensive, along with everything else. Although I will say that more times than not, when they have a sale on for beef, it's almost always cheaper than their ground beef.
Yeah.
And I really find that hard to swallow, so to speak, when I can buy a steak cheaper than buying a pound of ground beef. Where is the sense in that? You know, I just...
Tim said it was a Hungarian goulash, American style. He goes, I know it was smoked paprika, caraway seeds, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It had the caraway in it. I'm not putting them in this one because Mrs. Old Guy doesn't care for the flavor of caraway. So
Yeah. And him and his mom both said chicken paprika.
chicken pepper. Okay, that's yeah. I remember making that one. I just didn't remember if I did a goulash for you as well. Seems like I did, but I guess I could look back on my streams and figure it out, but it's not, I guess, not making that big of an issue. I was just curious if you use that paprika, and it sounds like you do. So there I am, lacking behind again. Kind of like the last one to know. Well, it looks tasty. I'm gonna guess I'll have to. Let's get a sip of the broth here. What do you think? Is it gonna be good just like this? Let's find out. It's good. Could use a little bit more salt. And some more black pepper. But I think that would be just something I would do, add that to it as I eat my dinner. And it'll probably get a little saltier as this reduces down. That's one thing that it needs to do here is just reduce in volume a little bit more. Still need it to boil some. Got about 10 minutes or so. I suppose I should get this pasta made. Oh yeah. Oh.
What you did to it?
I didn't do nothing to it other than make it. Trying to make me feel bad?
No.
Yes.
Joshua's here.
Hi, Joshua. Welcome back. We're just about ready to eat some food here in a few. Gonna roll out some pasta. Roll out the pasta. Oh no, that's a different song. Come on. Get that nice and snug. Okay. What do you think, Mrs. Old Guy? Should I cut them into wide noodles or run it through the linguine one?
Sure.
Sure what? I asked you two things.
Make it linguine, I guess.
The linguine cut. Okay. Well, I can do that. Cut a little bit.
How's the weather been, old guy?
Nice-ish. We've had some unseasonably warm days, but we've also had some, what now going to be the start of some pretty cold ones. So,
Yeah.
about normal. How about you? About the same. Same old there in Florida. Let's keep it going. We're cooking with pasta now. I'll tell you what, if you ever want to make your own pasta, picking up one of these things it's not a must, but boy, it sure is nice to have.
Yeah, makes it easy.
It does. Well, and it also comes in handy for other things, like when I make the dough for my cannoli. You gotta roll it really thin for it to be a crispy shell. This does it perfectly. You can get it all equally thin.
Yeah. Carol said 9 last week and warm today.
Yep. Yep. That's how it is here. Warm and sunny. Most days cloudy and really cold. Others. And then you get those days that the sun, you think it's almost cheating, because it's sunny and bright, and you go outside and it's like 3 degrees. It's like false advertising.
Yep.
Looking good. So should goulash have a little bit of kick to it? Should it have just a little bit of heat? If anybody out there knows a little more about it, I don't.
Joshua says we're getting pretty cold here too. Today was a low of 43 and the highs of 67.
Yep. I think we've seen about the last of the 67-degree days we're going to for a while.
Yeah.
We might see some 50-degree temperatures. Got in the upper 50s today, I think.
And we've been getting colder at night.
Oh, yeah.
In the 20s.
Nice. Very nice. Since I don't want to run a knife on my table, use the kitchen shears to cut that. Whoops. Got to put the handle in the right spot. Yeah, it'll definitely help. Absolutely.
Joshua says next Wednesday the high will be 80. I'll be thinking about you, old guy.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Yep, 80-degree days are not going to be coming around here again for any time soon.
No. Here in a couple of days we're going to have snow again.
Yep. Except for, I have kind of stopped calling it snow over the last few years. Started calling it white mildew. It happens this time of year, we start getting the mildew. The dogs like it.
Yeah. Sure have fun playing it.
Oh yeah.
Going on their walks, they'll bend down and scoop up a mouthful as they're running by it.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Or they just stand there and start eating bites of it. Yep, it's a frozen treat. Okay, let me get this out of my way here. Whoop. Move it here. This has a home right there.
Lisa said yes. Goulash has a heat.
Oh, good. So I want to add a little cayenne. I'm not going to put a lot. I don't want it to be super warm. I just want it to have a little bit of kick. We'll see. We'll see what that does to the flavor flav. It's turning into a nice little stew.
Cool.
Throw some pasta in the water here in just a second. Very nice.
Smells good.
Does. Yeah, and by the time these are done and everything, it'll be about as long as I can let this cook and still have time to eat some pie. Probably run stream. Well, it'll probably run a little bit long. Aha. We have a boiler. Get something to kind of stir that with.
Joshua said we made chili, gonna grill some hot dogs with some coleslaw and chips for dinner.
That sounds good. Nothing wrong with that. And there's no time of year here that I won't use my smoker.
Yeah.
I'll use it when I don't care if it's a blizzard out there. If I want to use my smoker, I'll get out there and use it. Sometimes it's more comfortable than others, but
Yeah.
it's when we really have a whole lot of snow that makes it kind of hard. Not hard, just a little more difficult to stand at. This is looking really nice. Starting to thicken up a little bit. Get this pasta about 3 or 4 minutes. And I think we're going to have some food here pretty soon.
Yay.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Let's give this just a quick. Here we go. Yeah, as it cooks down, it's getting thicker. Making more of a gravy. Gravy. Pasta looks really nice. I think we're going to have a winner.
Carol says coleslaw is always better the next day.
That's one I'll have to disagree on. For me, it's always better freshly made. Overnight it has time to weep out juices and it makes it thin and it's not as crunchy or crispy. It's still crunchy, but it's more chewy. That's just me. That's just me and my perception, which is probably skewed. Oh, that looks good. This looks good. I got about. Guess I'll check it now. It's been about long enough. But eventually I'll grab one.
Joshua agrees with Carol that the coleslaw's better than she.
Yeah. It's good. Darn sure don't need to agree with me, that's for sure. there ain't nobody pointing a finger. Well, alright, there might be somebody pointing a finger, but it's not me.
Yes, Carol. The dog was snoring. Polly's in the chair right here next to me.
It's got a nice kind of thick gravy. It's beautiful. Wow. That was loud. Guess we got a notification.
Yep.
Anything important?
Nope. System updated.
Did you hear that, folks? Our system has updated for like the third time today. Now, they do a lot of updating.
Guess they have to when it's a new phone.
You got to update, but they never want to downdate. I think that's wrong. Downdating should have the same equal amount of time.
Jesus says I eat coleslaw on my hot dogs.
Coleslaw and hot dogs? I don't think I've tried that before. I've tried it on a pulled pork sandwich, but I've not tried coleslaw on that. Might be good.
Might. If you like hot dogs.
Well, I know you don't, but you might like it on a sausage.
I might.
Okay. We are going to run just a little bit over tonight, but I hope you will bear with us. I think the spaghetti is spaghetti. I think this pasta is done. I got my strainer already here. I think we're going to dish up some food.
Yay.
Let's turn that burner off. Let's not grab the hot pan. Okay. Some pasta noodles. Get a little light on this so you guys can see.
Carol says I can't wait to see the pie. Up, 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 up.
I said, I'm going to grab you a knife. Just in case it's still kind of tough.
Here, take
There you go.
it. And
Here. Fork and a spoon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Hopefully that meat will be at least reasonably tender.
Looks really good.
A little more pasta. All right.
Carol said, very pretty. Lisa said, it looks good, Tom.
Well, now the next thing is, how does it taste? Grab some salt and pepper. Let me guess, the meat is chewy.
Not too bad, really.
No? Good. Good. A little pinch of salt. There you go. Yep. A little pinch of pepper. Okay. Let's see what this tastes like. I can see that it needs to cook down a little bit more. It's a little bit thin. That's okay. Let's see how good this is going to be. Chunk of beef that it's not huge. Ooh. It smells really nice. Still a little bit hot.
Yeah, it was really hot.
It's good. Yeah. The meat can be a little more tender. But the flavor is really good. Yeah. Really liking the flavor of the broth or whatever. If it tastes that nice with regular cheap paprika, I wonder how good it would be with you know, the proper one. Yeah. That's a really nice mix of flavors right there. Yep, that bay leaf makes it real savory. Mm-hmm. I'm getting the flavor of the bell pepper. Yep, the onion. Yeah, this is an all-around pretty tasty dang meal here. Yep, the meat is just on the verge of being tender enough.
I haven't had to cut any of mine yet. It's been, you know, pretty much tender enough.
Let go, let go, let go, let
Well, do you need to go out
Go.
with my phone?
Let go. Thank you. That noodle didn't want to let go. It said, "Eat me now." Mm-hmm. I think putting in that tablespoon of sugar really kind of balanced stuff out. I get just a slightest hint of sweetness. And I'm also getting just a little bit of kick of heat. Just a little bit. Kind of comes on the back end. That's really good.
So Carol asked, have you ever marinated in soda water? I did chicken in baking soda water. Super tasty.
Mm. I have not. I know that in a lot of Asian foods, they use baking soda to tenderize the beef, but I've never done that. Not to a chicken or whatever. If I brine, it's usually if I'm going to do chicken or ham, it's usually like brown sugar, water, a little bit of salt, not a whole ton, and like orange juice or something like that. Most of the time, though, I don't bother with it. Yeah, this is really tasty. My noodles are like trying to jump ship. They're having a mutiny. It's not going to help them.
This is very good.
It is very tasty. And I am fairly surprised that that the meat is as tender as it is for this short of amount of cooking time. Ooh. Still a little bit heat hot.
It is.
A couple more pasta noodles. Yep. This is one that won't last long. This will get finished up for lunch tomorrow. How many folks you got at your house tonight, Carol?
Tim says, hey Tom, looks good, brother. I have to run and fix my bathroom sink.
Thanks for coming in, Tim. Wild man, have a good week. We'll talk to you guys again. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah. This one went down pretty smoothly. Like I said, I'm really surprised on
Carol said 3.
the tenderness. 3 of you, huh? I was gonna say I might send down a little bit of this for you to try. I still might. There's definitely more here than we are going to eat, so maybe I'll send Deb down after the stream.
That's really good.
Very good. This is probably one of the better goulashes I've made. Haven't made it a lot of times, but this is one of the better ones. Okay. That pasta's just not going to stay on the spoon, no matter how much I want it to.
Carol said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Just thinks, folks, if you lived closer,
Yeah.
old guy might be bringing you some dinner or dessert. Well, if the Hungarian paprika gives this a better flavor than what we've got right here,
Yeah.
then I would imagine it is really good, because this is fantastic. Yep, I wasn't gonna get off of that one until it was done. Yummy.
Carol says she can't walk right now. She pulled a muscle.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. I'm sure Deb will bring it up for you, though.
Yep.
All right. Pick up my sloppiness here a little bit.
Carol said the house next door is for sale,
Yeah, it is.
and we could be a lot closer. But we're not far right now.
No, but for other folks,
Yeah.
house down the street, right here, 2 doors down from us, is up for sale. You want to move to Colorado and have a seat next to the old guy, or have a house? Oh, I gotta grab the pie.
Might help.
I make myself do all these little chores.
Always a thirsty girl.
So I'll bring this over, just to give you guys a little look at the edge of that.
Yeah.
We had some escaped juice. That's okay. I'm gonna cut us some pie. That's good. That is so good. All right. So far, so good. All right. Actually went crazy and bought a $1.95 pie server. Come on. Aw, broke in half. Yeah, it'll still taste. It still tastes like cherry pie. Yeah. Broken pie of dreams. There, Nan, can you see that?
Yep.
Yep.
Guess I should keep my fork or spoon.
Yeah, you should keep your fork or spoon. All Okay, guys. Let's try some cherry pie. Hopefully that it's a little bit tart. Just right on the sweetness.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good. Crust is super flaky. Yeah. Yeah, that pie's got a nice little bit of tartness to it. But not not overwhelming by any means. Just enough to really make you stop to salivate. Wow, yeah. That's a mighty tasty cherry pie. And the fun thing is, when I was making frozen foods not long ago, I made some cherry pies, little pot pie sized cherry pies, blueberry pies too. Same way, and they're just as good.
It's good.
It is really good. Sorry, guys. This is the part where I don't say much. Yum, yum. That was delicious. That sweet and the tartness was a good follow-up to the savory kind of gravy on that goulash. Wow. Like I said, if the Hungarian paprika is that much better, this would have just been mind-bogglingly good, because that was just delectable. Yum. I would definitely eat that again, and I probably will. Yep, no kidding. Well, then that's not too bad. We're only about 10 minutes long or so. Over. Is that correct? We're only about 10 minutes over or so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whew. Making sure. Well, I didn't keep you guys too much longer than normal. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because, yeah, this was another one of those that, you know, goes into those memorable meals. There's been a bunch of them.
Yeah. Lisa says, "Hey, Tom, and this is old guy. I gotta go. I gotta give my mom a bath. See you next week."
Lisa, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out for the extra time with us. In fact, we're going to get on out of here ourselves. I do appreciate everybody coming in. Stuffed pork chops with garlic sauce next week. And as always, please give back to your community somehow, some way. Even if it's just helping out a neighbor carrying some groceries. Help out somehow. Okay? Y'all take care. I'll see you next Saturday.
Joshua said this was fun. Let's see, 19 views and 7 confirmed.